Netflix just dropped an absolute bombshell. Guys, and I mean a massive one. Things are about to get crazy with 4 huge sequel announcements. From Millie Bobby Brown's mystery-filled adventure in Malta to Adam Sandler finally bringing back the nostalgic comedy fans have been waiting years for. From the Chris Hemsworth and Idris Elba duo that's about to take the action to another level, all the way to Nick and Charlie's emotional goodbye. Every single one of them is coming in hot. Especially with some of the release dates and surprise names joining the cast, a few of these projects could seriously change the game. So without wasting any more time, let's take a closer look at these 4 major Netflix projects that are about to keep us glued to our screens. Enola Holmes 3. Netflix's beloved mystery adventure franchise Enola Holmes is returning with its 3rd movie. According to the official announcement, Enola Holmes 3 will premiere on Netflix on the 1st of July, 2026. Millie Bobby Brown is returning as Enola Holmes, and this time the story will take place in Malta. That means the 3rd film looks like it's going to have a more international, adventurous, and different atmosphere compared to the first 2 movies. Alongside Millie Bobby Brown, the cast includes Louis Partridge, Henry Cavill, Helena Bonham Carter, Himesh Patel, and Sharon Duncan Brewster. And honestly, Henry Cavill returning as Sherlock Holmes is one of the most important details for me. Because even though the Enola Holmes series focuses on Enola's story, the fact that it exists within the Sherlock Holmes universe makes it even more interesting. Philip Barantini will direct the 3rd movie, while Jack Thorne, who worked on the first 2 films, returns as the screenwriter. The story is also expected to once again take inspiration from Nancy Springer's Enola Holmes books. According to Netflix, Enola will get involved in a much more dangerous and complicated case this time. So we may not only get a fun young adult adventure, but also a stronger mystery story overall. Honestly, I'm genuinely excited for Enola Holmes 3, because I pretty much love anything connected to the Sherlock Holmes universe. The books, the movies, the shows, anything related to that world grabs my attention. And Enola Holmes became a series I really enjoyed because it approached that universe in a younger, more energetic, and more fun way. The announcement of the 3rd movie was actually a surprise for me. Even though I constantly research Netflix projects and make videos about them, this one suddenly appeared out of nowhere and genuinely made me happy. I watched the first 2 movies, and honestly, they were really enjoyable for people who like adventure, mystery, and light comedy. I'm not saying they're masterpieces everyone absolutely must watch, but if you're a Sherlock Holmes fan, this 3rd movie is definitely worth waiting for. Grown Ups 3. Another major Netflix project getting attention is Grown Ups 3. Adam Sandler's beloved comedy franchise is returning years later with a 3rd movie. The official release date hasn't been announced yet, but Netflix has officially confirmed that the project is in development. And honestly, that's pretty exciting news, especially for Adam Sandler fans. The cast has not been fully revealed yet, so right now, it's still unclear whether original cast members like Kevin James, Chris Rock, David Spade, and Rob Schneider will return. But the spirit of the Grown Ups series always came from the chemistry of this friend group, so the biggest expectation from fans is definitely seeing as much of the original cast return as possible. Kyle Neuchek will direct the movie, while Adam Sandler and Tim Herlihy are handling the screenplay. That also suggests the film could keep the classic Adam Sandler comedy tone alive. So we'll probably once again see themes like family, friendship, nostalgia, absurd comedy, and that warm summer atmosphere. Honestly, I'm happy about the Grown Ups 3 news because I genuinely enjoy Adam Sandler movies. I like his humor, his acting style, and the relaxed energy his films usually have. Of course, not every single movie is perfect. There have definitely been a few that I didn't enjoy that much. But overall, when I look at his career, I've watched most of his movies and had fun with the majority of them. Also, these days we don't really get pure comedy movies as often anymore. I think Netflix investing in projects like this is valuable, especially with someone like Adam Sandler, who has such a massive audience. Returning with a nostalgic franchise like Grown Ups could attract huge attention. And if the original cast comes back too, this movie could pull in very strong viewership numbers on Netflix. Extraction 3. One of Netflix's biggest action franchises, Extraction, is officially returning with a 3rd movie. There's still no exact release date announced for Extraction 3, but it's officially confirmed that Chris Hemsworth will return once again as Tyler Rake. After the success of the first 2 movies, it's honestly not surprising at all that Netflix wants to continue the franchise. Alongside Chris Hemsworth, Golshifteh Farahani, and Idris Elba are also returning. And honestly, after Idris Elba's short but memorable appearance in the 2nd movie, the fact that he's expected to have a much bigger role in the 3rd film is really exciting. Because many people believe his character could drag Tyler Rake into an even larger and more dangerous mission. Sam Hargrave will once again return as director, and that is a very important detail when it comes to action quality. because one of the biggest things that made the Extraction franchise special was its long-take action scenes, brutal fight choreography, and relentless pacing. Sam Hargrave did an amazing job with that in the first two films. I genuinely love the Extraction series. If you want pure action madness, if you enjoy brutal, fast-paced, and ruthless action in the style of John Wick, then this franchise is absolutely for you. Chris Hemsworth completely kills it in these movies. He proved that he's not just good in superhero films, but also incredibly strong in grounded and brutal action roles like this. I honestly enjoyed the first two Extraction movies a lot. There were even some action scenes where I was genuinely watching with my mouth open. And I'm really looking forward to the third movie. On top of that, Idris Elba getting more screen time is an extra bonus for me. And if there's anyone who still hasn't watched the first two films, I honestly think you should absolutely give them a chance. Because sometimes there are movies we keep saying, I'll watch it later, and then when we finally do, we end up saying, why did I wait so long to watch this? Extraction is exactly one of those movies for me. Heartstopper Forever. Heartstopper will conclude not with another season, but with a special movie finale. Heartstopper Forever will premiere on Netflix on the 17th of July, 2026. This won't be a fourth season. Instead, it will serve as the final movie that closes Nick and Charlie's story. So this time, Netflix chose to properly finish the story with a special ending, instead of leaving it unfinished. Joe Locke and Kit Connor will return once again as Charlie and Nick. Many members of the main cast are also expected to return. Since Heartstopper became such a beloved series because of its characters, seeing all of them come together one last time in the finale movie will probably be a very emotional moment for fans. The story is said to focus on themes like growing up, love, time, separation, change, and new beginnings. So Heartstopper Forever doesn't look like it's going to be just a romantic ending. It feels more like it will explore Nick and Charlie entering a new phase in life, the future of their relationship, and where the characters stand emotionally by the end. Honestly, I think this decision deserves respect, because some shows get stretched way too long and eventually lose what made them good in the first place. If you can't continue something properly anymore, wrapping it up with a movie honestly makes a lot of sense. Netflix choosing to finish the story with a final movie instead of abandoning it halfway feels like a smart move. Personally, I don't have extremely high expectations for Heartstopper. I'm not someone who absolutely loves the series, but I did watch it up to this point, so I'll probably still check out how it ends. But from what I know, the show has a very large and loyal fan base, so when Heartstopper Forever releases, it will probably dominate social media conversations for a while. As you can see, Netflix is clearly determined to keep both action fans and people looking for nostalgia and romance completely glued to their screens in the coming months. So which one on this list is your, I'm watching this the second it drops, favorite? Personally, because of my weakness for the Sherlock universe, I'm already counting the days for Enola Holmes 3. Well, I can't even imagine how insane the action scenes in Extraction 3 are going to be. Make sure to share all your theories and casting expectations about these huge projects with me in the comments, because I'll be reading every single one of them. And if you don't want to miss the freshest and most exciting news from the world of movies, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a like on the video. I'll see you in the next video.